Shalom, shalom, shalom. It is King Brittany Chanel, and you are on my Mocha Modesty channel. Hello to my sisters that are watching, my Israelite sisters. This video today, you all, or this little, message that I had on my heart. I'm coming to y'all because I feel like the Most High really put this message in me, and how it came across, you guys. I was watching Chrissy's video on YouTube. She's a YouTuber, and she talks a lot about the melanated woman, in particular the dark-skinned woman, and the adversity that she faces. And I'm speaking to my Israelite sisters, but not just my Israelite sisters. I'm talking about my Israelite sisters that truly resemble our Father, right? Our Father who has hair like wool and, skin that is like burnished brass, bronze, okay? So all my sisters, and not to say that I'm leaving my other sisters out, but I really want to speak to my sisters that are brown in tone, like, caramel, brown sugar, chocolate, mocha. I'm really speaking to these sisters today. Not to say that those other sisters are not important, but I need to speak to my Israelite sisters that very much closely resemble our Father. And why is this important? So, like I was saying, you all, I was watching Chrissy's video, and in the video, she put up that a lady was a newlywed, and she found out that as a dark-skinned woman, her husband was not attracted to her, really. And it's just so unfortunate that in our society, a lot of dark-skinned women, they ask this question, or a lot of melanated women that truly have, I would say, Ephraiti or African attributes, they always ask the question, like, why are people so mean to us? Why do they poke fun at us for our skin, our hair, and everything? And the Most High Yah put it on my heart to tell y'all, you are persecuted, and you go through the adversity and the things that you go through, not because you're less than, not because you're not good enough, not because of any of those reasons. It is because, sweetheart, beloved, you are above only. You are from a royal priesthood. You are the true representation of an Israelite woman. You resemble your Father. Do you understand how significant that is? So whenever they see you, they see Abaya, right? They see King Yehoshua, who you resemble, who you remind them of, right? It's reminding them of our people being kings and rulers. It reminds them of true beauty. It reminds them that our beauty was the beautiful, standard. It was the standard, right? So just like everything else, you must understand that when they took our Torah, when they took our scrolls, and they rewrote our story, of course they changed the faces. So you're looking at, I know it's hard, you guys, as a woman, because like I was saying, when I was watching Chrissy's video of the young lady explain the story, you guys really should see the video. Chrissy has this video up, and the young lady is like, it was hard for her to deal with the fact that, basically, long story short, that her husband settled for her. And she kind of, overheard a conversation as a newlywed wife, that her husband was, on the phone with some friends on a video call. And she kind of spoke to them briefly. And then she says she walks out and, to go for a run. Kind of like, how your family members may be in the house, they're on the phone, you say a brief little hello, you dip out for something, do something else you want to do at home, And then she ends up forgetting something in the house. She comes back and she hears all of this stuff, like them saying maybe she should lose weight, and she's darker skin, and maybe the guy should have married his lighter skin counterpart. And I've really felt on my heart to talk about this, because I feel like even the men in our Israelite community, they do this, right? They find every loophole to try to sneak these women of other nations in. Every loophole to boost lighter skin. Every loophole when they clearly know what the laws are. You don't do it right, then you lose the inheritance. It's clearly what the laws are, right? In our Torah. And it's like I said, this is not to kind of go at our other sisters that may be lighter in tone, because we come in many shades. But I'm here in this video really addressing, like I said, our sisters that really go through due to the fact that every time they see you, because people think like, oh, people just don't like you because of your tone. No, they don't like you because they recognize whose you are, whose daughter you are, and that is what it is. And you have to just know that you are precious. Your melanin, honey, is so rare. Like, I know this sounds like so, cheesy, or you've heard it before, but you guys have to know there is a reward for you all at the end of this. You understand? When you are out here in the world, to really avoid this type of activity, you gotta know a man by his fruit, right? So to avoid the men that are kind of, I feel like, washed in their mental, right? Look at the things in it, like, when men are approaching you, so that you don't get settled for and things like that. Because Chrissy had a great dialogue on this. I always say this all the time, look at what type of women the guy is looking at on his Instagram. What type of programs is this person looking at? Like, what kind of celebrity crushes do they resemble you? And even if you feel like guys are not there, are not attracted to you, that's a lie. That's a lie, you guys. There are people that are attracted to you for who you actually are. They know who you actually are, and they appreciate you so much more because they realize that we were made in his image. You get what I'm saying? When they scoff at you, they're really scoffing at the image of Yah. So you have to stay encouraged, stay strong. I know it's easier said than done, but realize that is a blessing to resemble our Father. Like, to have hair like wool. Like, I've had a whole new love for my appearance as a melanated woman, as a brown skinned woman, right? To the young girls, like, if you have daughters, start showing them those images of beautiful women, like in their natural state. Start even yourself wearing your hair in its natural state. Like, I feel like the Most High, when he is ready for you, he's gonna take all of that, like all of that washing out of your mind, and it's going to be a whole new love affair for who you are, your people, your culture. It's a love thing, right? I even told y'all this about on the video, the podcast episode that I had, about how the Most High God reawoke my love. I would say, I said reawakened my love. I meant to say that, for the melanated Israelite man. Like, I'm talking about chocolate. You get what I'm saying? The deep tones of mahogany. It's just really, like, when I see it, like, even the afros or the locks, it's so beautiful to me. And I have much more appreciation for it, because I'm like, okay, this is my brother. This is my sister. Like, I love y'all. Like, it's a love that I've never, like, experienced before. I can't really explain to y'all in words right now how the Most High God has made me feel, but I feel like it definitely has come from the Most High. And I want to tell y'all, like, you know, when I see stories like the sisters that was posted on Chrissy's page, y'all don't need to dwell on these people, you know, that, you know, dislike you. Don't take it, don't internalize it, because it's not personal. It's just they know who you belong to, they know who your father is, and they know that you are your father's daughter. So you resemble him, and so you resemble his likeness. Yah is in you, so therefore they're not going to feel what you're saying. But you have to realize that you are above only and not beneath. You are from a holy people, a called out people, from a royal priesthood. You are royalty. So your looks is not going to be like the rest of society because you are set apart. And that's something that you have to come to grips with. Like, I mean, when I was younger, that's something that I had to face. You get what I'm saying? I had to break through the whole, you know, I would say, mindset of old straight hair and different color hair and all of that. Like, I would say in the last couple of years had a reawakening where I had a whole, like, I literally, and it was so wild because I don't know if I told y'all this story. A Gentile kind of comforted me as I had to cut my hair off, and it was a beautiful experience. Like, you know, not that I needed assurance from a Gentile, but it just was cool to know, like, you know, that person was like, I understand. Like, he was like, you know, Yah wants you to know that it is okay to be yourself. You get what I'm saying? I feel like we spend so much time trying to be something that we were never created to be. Like, I don't spend time trying to make my hair straight anymore because it was never created to do that. And out of me being commanded to love my neighbor as I love myself, I'm commanded to love myself. So loving myself is recognizing that my hair is alive. Like, it's not meant to be down. It wants to grow up. It wants to feel, okay? It has moods. If that water comes down, it wants to be like this. You know, when it's dry, it wants to be like a tree. Like, it's alive, okay? It feels. If it's not in the mood to do something, like, literally, like, your hair to me is like an antenna. Like, if I do twist, one of my twists may be up like this. And I'm learning to just go with it. Like, I don't have to be like these other nations. I am me. I was designed to be me. And that is okay. My skin was designed to protect me, but also give me nourishment from the sun. Like, we have to start appreciating these things, because all of the things that we were nitpicked about, right? These other people, they want beautiful almond-shaped eyes. I embrace. You know, you ladies that are curvy, embrace that. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have to put it all on display, but embrace that. You get what I'm saying? That's something that the Creator took his time. Our Father, he took his time to create the beauty, right? We need to stop looking at other people for a cosign or trying to live up to something that we're not. Because in fact, we were sent here to be an example to all the other nations. It's just facts. I'm going to do a video, you guys. That's just my little thoughts on this. Like, I come up here, y'all, when I have thoughts. I'm going to do a video on, I feel like, modesty from the African Ifrati perspective, because my version of modesty is what my people actually do. Like, I want to walk around in Ankara fabrics in my home, okay? I want to walk around with baskets and things. I want to, like, you know, when I have my child, wrap my child in beautiful Ankara fabrics. Like, that is what I'm accustomed to, you guys. That culture, that community, like a family, and just, it's not about me trying to look like a Victorian. I want to look like an African because I'm Ifrati, right? It's about getting back to the love that we're supposed to have for ourselves and our people. And once we realize that, like, our Father is beautiful, like, oh my goodness, wonderful, marvelous. There's so many words, but I can't I can't even describe how good he is. Like, I'm just so, like, taking this in, because I wanted, like, so much for the sisters that, you know, they were consoling the sister on Chrissy's video. I wanted them to know, because, you know, they asked the why. And it's just like, you are in such a vital position that y'all don't even understand, okay? That's a whole nother video, but thanks so much for watching. You guys, let me know in the comment section your thoughts on what I said, and see y'all soon in the next video.